everyone, welcome to Burn Pilates. My name is Lydia and today I'm going to be guiding you through a mat floor bar flow. This is a class that you can easily take with you whenever you're traveling. I'm currently in New York City traveling myself, and this is a class that I always rely on when I'm short on space, when I'm short on equipment, but when I want to feel a solid amount of work in tone, length, and strength for my body. If you have access to equipment, grab it. We're going to be using a set of light handheld weights. And if you want to up the ante on your burn and you've got access to ankle weights, I would suggest to include them. Of course, if you've been a seasoned subscriber here on Burn Pilates, you know that every class is 100% customizable. Without further ado, set your space up, grab whatever you plan to use today for your own personal challenge, and meet me on the mat. Let's get right into our floor bar flow together. Welcome. Just set up with your weights on either side of your mat. If you plan to use ankle weights, feel free to start with them or even choose to put them on at any point in which we start to work our glutes. We're going to start on all fours, and from here, all I want you to do is take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth, stretching out through your neck. Feel your fingertips are opening up, widening your stance and support on the floor. Knees are separated hip bone width and distance. We're going to start to breathe in, pressing the spine into full length, hips sinking onto the heels, eyes looking down to floor. Exhale as you bring your body all the way back up into this tabletop all fours, stretching your neck out. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in, fingers wide. As you press back, feel your hands push the mat away. And as you pull yourself forward, feel where your arms are pulling your chest right through your shoulders. Try not to round your spine, but rather find length. We want to create more space between hips to ribs, shoulders to ears, tailbone to crown of head. Let's go for a last set of 3. Working to ground and connect to your lats, chest and back. Last time here. On your exhale, keep your body in this all fours tabletop position. Flex your toes. Take your inhale, hips go up and back. Heels to floor, and exhale, heels lift. Knees come all the way down. Take your next breath in. Work into right away a cat and cow stretch. Exhale as you round your back. Deep breath in, neutral pelvis, and exhale to downward dog. Deep breath in, heels lift, knees lower. Working right away into that cat and cow. Use your ground. Just waking up your body here, finding your alignment. Let's go for one more. Find your neutral. Hips lift, belly button to spine. Head right between the biceps. Follow the trajectory of your body as you come down. Knees stack under hips. Let the belly sink. Arch your spine. Look up if it feels good. We're going to finish in neutral. As you look all the way down from here, keep your toes flexed. We're going to alternate a leg lift 90 degrees. Flowing through our warm-up today. Deep breath in. Exhale. Warming up to your abs and glutes. Make sure you're not overly arching your spine as you lift, but rather focus the leg that's staying grounded as a means to press down into your floor, keeping the activity of your abs and maintaining the parallel of your hips and in maintaining neutral pelvis. We're going to go for a last set here. 4. Last set of 3. Final set of 2. And exhale, lift. Last one. From here, take your knee down, stretch back up, downward dog. Hold the stretch. We're going to lift and lower the heels. Lift, breathe in, breathe out, press down. Stretching and opening up to your calves. Getting the articulation of the arches through the toes, all the way through your plantar plate, all the way down to your heels. Stretching your upper back through your arms. Really try to frame your temples with your biceps. Palms wide. You're pressing your hands forward into the mat. Last 4. Deep breath in for 3. Last 2. Finish with one more here. You're going to keep your heels high. And from here, stretch all the way out into your first plank of the day. First plank of class. Maybe not your first plank of the day. From here, we're going to bring the heels together. Have a light opening through the feet. Think of this as first position. Squeeze your heels together. Activate through your glutes. Work into your chest and lats. Your upper back is wide. With your heels together and toes apart, and you can look down and see that little positioning. There's not a huge distance between your toes. There's just that light lateral rotation coming from the hips. Trying to flatten out through the back of the hamstrings through this activation through your midline. Stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to take your knees down, and from here right away, swing your legs all the way around. Make your way to a long spine position. Support yourself as you need and modify at any point should this positioning put too much pressure into your hips. Your goal is to stay lengthened through your neutral pelvis and bring awareness into how your posture is now keeping you in this integrity of maintaining connection through the abs. You're sitting down through those sit bones. External rotation, heels together, toes apart, arms come to first. Take a full breath in through your nose. And on your exhale, lift your arms up to a high fifth. Deep breath in. And exhale, lift. Your spine is long. Your arms are working in this beautiful rotation to open up through your chest. We're going to go for one more from here. Keep your right arm lifted and take your left arm down to second, palm to floor, and then rotating palm back in as you lift. Sitting taller and taller as your arm reaches down to the side for 4 and 3. Ribs over top of hips. Feel this work right away up into your high thighs, stretching right arm down to second, full lift. Just about shoulder height. Reach and lift. Notice right here what's happening with your ribs. Knit them into center. Give your glutes the lightest bit of squeeze sensation. Pinching your butt cheeks together will help you lift and lengthen through your pelvic floor. Last 2. Last 1. Lower and lift. Take your arms forward. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears, and from here, roll right away into your C curve. Breathe in. You scoop your navel in. Tailbone tucks under. Your pelvis is shifting so that you can come halfway down. Take a full breath in to stay. And on your exhale, roll back up. Now try to roll one vertebrae at a time, restacking over top of your hips, finding length through your spine. We're gonna add the arms on the next one. Breathe in, 2, 3, hold here on your exhale, lift, up, restack, re-lengthen, neutral pelvis, inhale, tuck, breathe out as you get there, breathe in, start the movement up, collarbones wide, shoulders pulled back, lift. Let's go for a last one. Knit your ribs together, hold your C-spine. If you need to modify, you can always bend your knees. Otherwise, maintain that external rotation, collarbones wide. Ooh, belly button to spine. You're gonna take your arms up and down on their own. Deep breath in and exhale. Feel the challenge in your abs right away as your arms lift. Don't let your shoulders round. Keep your gaze lifted. Keep squeezing your heels together, zipping up through your inner thighs for a laxative 2. Ooh, feeling a tremble early on. Lifting, lowering down. Take your hands next to your hips, bend your knees. You're gonna scoot your tailbone forward from here. Bring your weights with you as you roll all the way down. You're gonna wanna have them accessible to you if you do plan to use them today. From here, stabilize your shoulders onto that mat. You're gonna take your left leg all the way up, keeping your right foot in a parallel position. Start with your left leg just turning out and then turning back to parallel, working from the hip. The rotation of your thigh, it's coming right from the hip. You've got a ball and socket joint there, and we wanna work it, getting into the inner thighs and outer thighs and glute in this rotation. Deep breath in and exhale. Check that your knee is right over top of your hip bone and that your right leg, right here in its support, it's not shifting, it's staying totally stable. Last time here, you're gonna maintain the parallel. Take your thigh, stretch forward, reach out, bend back, 90 degrees. Neutral pelvis, neutral spine. You're controlling the movement from your abs. The tailbone is heavy, collarbones are wide, ribs are knitted together. Deep breath in, exhale, stretch. Fully elongate through your kneecap. You want to execute the stretch of your entire leg, skeletally and muscularly, activating through your quad, your hamstring, your glute, all the muscles, all the way through your hip, calf, foot, the whole shebang. The next time you take your leg all the way into a tabletop, hold it here. If you want to add on for your abdominal wall, slide your fingers on the floor, nod your chin, bring your hands, and just catch the weight of your head, fingers knitted in. From here, external rotation. Take a full breath in and exhale. We reach out in the external, we pull back in the external. So your kneecap should always be looking on a diagonal. If you're lifted in thoracic curl, you can see this. Right here with your hips, check that you're also remaining stable. Belly button pulling into spine, ribs knitted into center, neck is long. Deep breath in, exhale, stretch. Laxative 3. Don't let that left leg go any deeper than where you can maintain stability in your pelvis. You're gonna bring your left leg all the way back, and from here, rotate to parallel, take your foot down. You're gonna lower back down, hands on the mat. From here, find your weights right away. Take your weights into your hands if you're using them. Reach your arms up. You're gonna take a full breath in, shoulders drop down, exhale. Start to bend and stretch, keeping your shoulders plugged down into the mat. You're going for a 90 degrees into your elbows minimum. Maximum, maybe your weights come all the way down to your shoulders. That does depend on how much weight you're working with. But check that your elbows aren't starting to move forward or back. You're also aiming to get the fullest extension up through your arms. This is all tricep work, but you can make it core work as well by feeling where you're keeping shoulders and collarbones wide, neck long, ribs knitted into center. Exhale, press. If you want more challenge from here, take your left leg up to tabletop, join your right leg when you're ready, squeeze your knees in and continue with the arms. Knees stacked 9 degrees, squeeze your inner thighs together. Breathe in to bend, exhale to stretch. For 4, for 3, laxative 2. Last one from here, reaching your arms in full length. Take an inhale. On your exhale, nod your chin all the way up. Take your weights down. You're gonna bring your left foot to floor, slide your arms back down, head is long. Breathe in, exhale, stretch. Right leg working right away out into full length and extension. Activate your muscles, press, pull. Stretch, reach, stop, stay. Get your muscles to fully activate. Something I like to do sometimes is bring my hands to my bones, hips ribs. Feel what's happening skeletally, because your body will not lie. If you're in the correct form or if you're not, you will be able to indicate very easily when you touch yourself or when you start to maybe use your eyes and seeing where your movement goes to. Even just training that proprioceptive awareness, cultivating where you can see your leg in your peripheral. This is all a part of you starting to fine-tune your own technique. Keep your leg bent, slide your fingers along the floor, hands go right behind the head. Take a full breath in, externally rotate, and from here, stretch and bend back. Notice what's happening to the left side. This is all about stretch and activation and really drawing the attention away from getting locked in the hips. When your legs, your arms, your torso, your abs know how to fully stretch and they're strong in that stretch, your body looks more toned, svelte, sculpted, chiseled naturally. When people walk with good posture, they look better. They feel better, but they also look better. And that's something that we're aiming for, not just in the feel of the exercise, but really that look. If you saw your leg and it's only going to here, well then you know visually that's not where we want to go to. We want to go fully out into the extension, targeting all the muscles to work in that supportive joint elongation and stretch. Let's go for a last set of 3. Whew. And you'll feel your muscles work if you activate them enough. Mindful movement takes a little bit more initiative and responsibility to get into. Now from here, keeping your right leg bent, keep the external rotation. Bring your left leg all the way up, toes to toes, or have your heels together, but keep this clam external rotation. Breathe in. You nod just a little higher, and on your exhale, close your knees and center. The next time you open, lower down. If you feel better, not going into the thoracic curl, don't feel like you have to. As you lower though, make sure that your arms are opening up wide. Feel the backs of your arms touch the mat before you lift. I've used this example before, I'm going to use it again. Your legs and abs are like French doors. They're closing and knitting in. Deep breath in, we open, exhale. I always try not to breathe too heavily because my microphone is close to my mouth and my nose. But just know, I'm working hard too, so I apologize in advance if the breathing is getting a little bit annoying. Just make your breath more audible so that you can really tap into feeling it for yourself. Last set of 3. For 2, belly button to spine. As you exhale, you want to pull your stomach wall in. We're going to go right away to single leg stretch. Whichever leg you reach for, the opposite leg lengthens. Breathe in as you move through center. Exhale. You can frame your leg using opposite hand to the inside of the ankle, same hand as leg on the outside of the knee. Frame your thigh. Give yourself a little bit of pressure from both hands to work the leg muscles, or use your shins. You can also stay down if you wish. Really make this your own. Let's get a bit more dynamic. Make sure the leg that's stretching is going fully out. The opposite leg is bending in, and you're stopping the movement from your core for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your knees all the way in towards your sternum. Relax your shoulders and just hold for a light lower back stretch. When you're ready, roll on up absolutely any way that feels best for you today. We're going to be setting up on our side. And what you can do is bring both of your weights with you. As you come onto your left hip, we're going to be stacking the knees into a clam position, feet in alignment with the tailbone. Left forearm is pressed into the floor so you can hoist and lift and work the obliques. If this is putting pressure or strain on your shoulder, come all the way down and have your hand or arm underneath your head, or modify as you need today. We're going to be taking first one weight, bring it behind the back of the kneecap. So if you have an ankle weight on, you're going to still place the weight behind your knee, and you can again modify as you wish, make this your own. We're now going to take the one other dumbbell that we have and bring it into the right arm. This is a little bit of brain work. It's a little bit of opposition. First thing you want to do is make sure this isn't happening. I'm just going to lift my shirt a bit so you can really see, because I love this beautiful backdrop of New York, but I know that filming, I'm a little bit backlit. Either way, you're not going to sink down. You're going to press on the floor, feel this lift. Your waistline should be squeezing and cinching in from both directions. Stack your right elbow slightly behind your back towards, thinking of your almost back ribs. That's where you want to be. You lift and pull down. Start with your arm first. Get into the motion of lifting and pulling down. Make sure your arm is not going over top of your shoulder. It's on the diagonal. It's represented from your supporting shoulder. Now from here, we're going to add on. The arm lifts up, and when you pull down, you're going to take your right leg lifting up from the left. Up, no higher than a parallel. Lift like a button or like a cord. You pull down, and that right leg lifts. Just getting the movement synced up, staying dynamic if you can, slowing it down if you need to, and if it's necessary. Listen to your own body, guys. Breathe in, breathe out. Ribs knitted in, left ear over shoulder. Let's go for 8 more. Final set of 6. Pull down, inhale, stretch, exhale, 4, 3. Now you're going to keep the arm working. You're going to hold the right leg up, stretch, lift, pull down. Use the floor and keep feeling where you're really pulling elbow down towards your ribs, down towards your waist. You want 90 degrees coming into your arm. Check out your positioning. Again, make sure your arm's not stretching the ceiling. You should be going right over top of your hip and thigh. So on again, a diagonal. Reach, pull down. Starting to feel this arm get tired. Last set of 4. Last set of 3. Last set of 2. Last one from here. You're going to take your weight. You're going to bring it all the way down to the floor. You're going to keep your right hand supported on your hip, down on the mat, or behind the nape of your neck. Really make, again, this movement your own in the support of your spine. Start to circle up and around, drawing the size. Imagine that there's a jiffy felt on your kneecap. You're drawing the size of an apple. That's it, that's all. Should be right up in this glute. Deep breath in and exhale. We've got another set of 4, 3, 2, last one, reverse, opposite direction. Deep breath in. Keep pressing the ground and mat away. If ever you feel your neck starting to get tight on this right side, look down, change your gaze up. Again, all these little technical cue reminders are for you to start to play with when you're doing your own practice and you start to feel like tension accumulate in ways that you don't need it to, you don't want it to. Look around. You don't have to get stuck looking at the screen. Change your focus up. It can change everything in your neck and alignment. Last set of 4. Last set of 3. Last set of 2. Make the circle small. Hold up. Take a full breath in. And exhale, release. Take your weight all the way out. Sit on up. You can have your left leg bent from underneath or stretched in front of you. And without twisting, sit elongating your spine, sit bones rooting. Try to get that right butt cheek down. If you need to tap it out a bit, do what you need. You're aiming to get both sit bones equal while drawing the right knee closer towards your left shoulder. If there's any other stretch that feels better for you to do, just listen to your body. After a couple breaths, take a moment and release your right leg. We're going to be sitting cross-legged for this next series. And what I like to do when I sit cross-legged is figure out how I need to have my feet in order to be able to push my thighs down. So most commonly, people are tight, and you'll see this tightness because the knees start to lift up. It becomes difficult to push them down. And that not only helps open up through the hips, through the glutes, but it also helps you elongate and stretch from tight hip flexors and also activate through the obliques. So just feel this out for me before we get into our weighted work. Have your hands somewhere where you have support. And my right foot is just slightly in front of my left. My left and my right aren't fully crossed. I have my right foot just slightly forward of my left. Use your hands to support you. Push your thighs down. And as you push your thighs down, notice what happens in the sensation through your waist. You should feel like you're able to sit taller and create this sense of space, not only between ribs to hips, but between your vertebrae. That's going to be the position that we're aiming to work in. If you need to sit in a different position for your hips, listen to your body. You can also always modify, sit on a chair. And from here, take your elbows all the way towards your waist. Check that your elbows have that 90 degrees. We're going to inhale. On the exhales, you stretch your arms. Your palms are going to flip towards the floor. As you pull in, thumbs to ceiling, pinkies to floor. So we're working through a soft internal rotation and external rotation through the shoulder. Pulling in, stretching out. Pull in, sit tall. Right away, press your thighs down. Think of this as abdominal work. You should feel your abs working truthfully the whole way through, because you're not here just moving the arms, waiting for something to happen. You're working your whole body. How can we stretch out to the neck? How can we perform across the chest and back? Feel the opposition as you pull and as you push. The weight gets more difficult for the shoulder as you stretch, so you want to activate through your bicep, your lats, your tricep on that pull in. Really try to pull in and sit taller every time. Deep breath in, exhale, 8, 7, 6. If ever your neck is starting to get tense, look left and right. Again, change up that gaze if you need. Last set of 2, in and stretch. You're going to take your arms, keep them bent, turn your palms up to ceiling, and from here, rotate forward, rotate open. Collarbones wide. Imagine that your shoulders are plugged into the wall behind you. You're keeping that sensation of width across the collarbones, activating through your back. Let's go for 4. Exhale for 3. Press your thighs down for 2. Last one from here. You're going to open up left arm, keep right arm forward, stretch, pull in, stretch. Palms staying facing up towards the ceiling so you can physically pull in. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Left arm turns in, right arm out. Deep breath in. Sometimes the brain goes, what the heck is happening on the second side? And that's why we train single side work. 3, 2. Last one from here. You're going to take your arms both forward, deep breath in, stretch, open up wide, press your thighs down, and let's close and open. Deep breath in. Feel the challenge in your core in maintaining stability, in keeping your ribs from popping and flaring, keeping your hips grounded. The weights are changing your body's need to work through that micro stabilization. As they bring the weight forward, you'll feel it's a little bit easier maybe to sit tall. And as you open, you feel, oh wow, the weight's taking me back. I really have to turn on my hips, my stomach muscles. Last 2, last 1. Take your arms, bring them out to the side, stretch it as far as you can go, and then lower down. We're going to be setting up for the second side. Keep one weight close so you can bring the opposite weight into the back of your knee. Now we're going onto our sideline and we're working from this clam position. So check that your feet are aligned with your tailbone. Your body and anatomy will not lie in how you want to represent the form for this exercise. You're going to reach down, grab your weight. Now we're thinking of the obliques from the opposite side. If you ever feel like you're watching television, I can guarantee you probably are, and that is not the position you want your shoulder, your waist, or your neck to be in. We don't want to be slouched. We don't want to start to crunch our body in. You're trying to find that stretch and that space. I know I'm going into the technique of this, but this is part of the floor bar training. I'm bringing you the dancer element of fine-tuning every bit of your form. Okay, guys, take your weight, draw it all the way into your waist, align your right ear over top of your shoulder and start to stretch and pull down, making sure you're working on the diagonal represented from your right forearm, through your shoulder, through your collarbones, up towards your left arm. Now we're starting with the arm work so you can sync up your breath and the feeling of lifting to pull down. We're gonna add on to the leg. As you pull, that's when you lift. A little bit of opposition. Keep using your ground and slow down the movement if you feel that you're not able to get the quality or sensation or stability through your hips. You're always trying to think about what you're doing and bring that mindfulness into the quality of your movement. It's not just moving for the sake of getting it done, getting your body to do an exercise. We're cultivating movement patterns. Deep breath in, we're training that form. Exhale out, keep your breath fluid. If ever you have to look down, look down. If you need to look up, change your gaze as you need. You're gonna take your leg up and hold it here and just work with the arm for one more set of 8. Really pull down. 7, 6, 5, 4. If you feel your neck, you might be going too high up to a vertical here. So again, check that you're on the diagonal. You're pulling down into your hip. Last set of 3, last set of 2. And the next one that you take, the arm's gonna get a break, bring the weight down, and from here, start to circle the size of an apple. Make it small, make it focused. Left hip away from rib. Cinch the right waistline up. Work this form. We're circling in this direction for another set of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Reverse your direction, opposite way. Whew. Keep squeezing the weight by drawing your left heel closer towards your butt. You want that tension and connectivity coming from not only the weight, but you activating your muscles to get into that sensation of tension. Whew. All right, and your body has natural weight to it, so gravity's gonna work that no matter what. Last set of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold your weight up, keep your legs stable. 3, 2. Last one. Lower down, take your weight out, and right away, come on up for the same stretch that we did the first side, or modifying as you need. I need to modify. This side is tight for me. So a way to modify, you're gonna have your bottom right leg stretched. We want the top leg to be the one that we just worked, which is the left. And without twisting right away, the twist is great. It's an option that can sometimes feel necessary. But what I want you to feel first is how you're rooting your sit bones down, because most of us are here. Most of us find it very difficult to stretch through the spine. So as you're lengthening, you're thinking of articulating and arching out. In yoga, they'd say, pull your sit bones out. That's what you want to feel. And then you're drawing the left knee in closer towards your shoulder on the right side. So you're working this cross body interpretation of a stretch for the hip. Thread the needle is also great. So it's figure 4. So there's different variations of the stretch that target the hip. Play around. As you bring your leg all the way out from the stretch, what you're going to do is swing your legs around, bring your weights back onto either side of your mat, and from here, look down underneath your thighs, externally rotate. Your knees shouldn't be wider than your hips, but you want your feet together. From here, you're going to drop your right forearm down onto your mat, making sure it's stacked directly from right to left underneath your collarbone. Elongate your left arm forward, and from here, stretch your right leg all the way out. So from right leg to left arm, we're fully extended. Maybe even reach out a little longer. Send your hips back. We're going to stretch right leg from the floor, touch on down. Lift, lower, long arabesque. Pointed toes, keeping this external rotation. Start to stretch out through your neck. eyes to floor. There's a lift, but there's a press down, which is coming from the abs, especially in maintaining a long neutral pelvis. We want the butt to work on the way up. We want the abs to work on the way down. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Deep breath in. Exhale for 3, 2. Last 1. Take your toes all the way in. Bring your body back up onto all fours, knees and feet separated into hip bone width distance parallel, grabbing your weight with your left hand. You can challenge yourself and take both if you want to double up. Choose your challenge today. We're going to go through tricep extension, reaching out on back, shoulders staying parallel to the floor, making sure that when you stretch your arm, you're not doing this. You're not starting to weight back. If anything, you want to stretch your torso and head and length of your neck just a micromillimeter forward. Feel the stretch as your left arm reaches back and your head goes forward. It's like you're trying to physically, and I say like you're trying to physically, you're physically trying to garner more and more length through your body. We want to work against gravity compressing us and shortening us, but you're stretching your torso out just in that small micromillimeter. Maybe you can't even see it on camera, but it's to the point that you feel your abs really work in garnering the control that it takes to get your body to work in opposition. Final set here of 4. Shoulders staying square. You'll know you're not square if you feel that you're not working efficiently or effectively through your abs or the back of your arms. So always check your form, because that will indicate whether or not you're in the right positioning to feel the exercise. You're going to bring your weights all the way down. From here, let's set up the weights onto the right side, especially if you're working with both. You're going to lower left forearm down, look under, feet together, knees separated, right arm stretches all the way out and away, left leg works along that same length. We're going to lift all the way up and lower down. Maintain the external rotation from the hip. Stretch through your abs. Feel the length that you're cultivating, not just through the left leg and staying long, but that right arm. Stretch on out, push your hand forward, reach your toes back. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Last 8. Press down. Navel to spine. Use your abs. 7. 6. 5. Ooh. Try not to shift your weight. Keep it as centered as possible. 2. Last 1. Take your leg down. As you draw your left knee in, bring your body back up into a long arm position, both weights in the right hand, elbow lifts, knees are separated with the feet hip bone width, and from here we work back into our tricep extension, elongating the neck, chest, soft micromillimeters forward as that right arm presses back. Navel to spine. Left arm activates through the lat, ribs knitted in. Reach, find a hold, stop and stay. Activate through the ground. Feel weight in your left leg and shin. Press it down. It's easy to get light because we've got lots of weight here on the right side. Stretch for a last 5 and 4. For 3. Last 2. Finish your last 1. Full stretch all the way and back. Bring your weights down. From here, both of your hands on the floor, flex your toes. We're going to finish here in a downward dog. Hips staying lifted. Take a full breath into your nose. On your exhale, walk your hands towards your feet. Bend your knees enough that you're still stacked from heels, knees to hips. Head and neck heavy. Without locking the knees, start to Lift your sit bones up like you're trying to open up through your glutes, like you're trying to expose the center of your butt all the way to your pubic bone, to the wall behind you. Knees soft so that you're articulating from the hips and the spine and not the knees. Keep your head heavy, take a full breath in. And on your exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips down, and unravel one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up, stepping forward, take a full stretch up to your ceiling, breathing in, and exhale, open up through your chest. Stretch and release everything down. Thank you so much for joining me for this class here on the mat. I hope that you enjoy feeling the work in fine-tuning your form. Again, this has a lot of dance principles mixed with Pilates, which is why I teach it methodically in the way that I do. So just know that if you find it frustrating and if you find it difficult and you're always coming up this impatience in feeling like, I just want to get into it, I just want to move, you need this work. This is the broccoli, the spinach, the kale for your muscles and your mind to train some calm, some focus coming from here first, then bringing it into here. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please leave them for me in the comment section below. I love your encouragement. I love your enthusiasm and energy for these classes. If this is your first time, please click subscribe. Help me out as a free content provider here on YouTube. I love being able to bring you classes. I love being able to build you training so that you can customize your Pilates practice. If it's on the mat, if it's standing, if it's reformer inspired, if you're a member on the reformer program for home machine users. I love all the ways that you are able to train with me. I just ask that you subscribe, show support in the way you can. If you are looking for classes without ads, check out the Patreon in my description. It's patreon.com/Burn Pilates. You will have access to classes without ads for a home studio experience that flows. Thank you so much again for joining me for this class. And of course, I look forward to seeing you at the next burn.